Hello everyone, it's me again. It's Ivy, your physical therapist, your doctor of physical therapy. My channel is all about health and wellness, nature, investing, and plans for mental health. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.
Hi, everybody. It's me again. Okay, I'm back. We are going to talk about one of the best or smart way of using your stimulus check, specifically the third stimulus check. If any of you are parents and have children and you got or you receive a stimulus check or the economic impact payment number 3 from the United States of America government, then I would like you to listen and hopefully you can get something from this video. Now, this video is all about saving for college for your children. What can you do as early as you can when you have a child that is still young and you still have plenty of time to save and help this child of yours get through college in terms of paying, how you're going to pay for their college so that they won't be accumulating a lot of student debt, because student debt is one of the number one problem of the American millennials, like the American college graduates. They accumulated as much as from 4-digit to 6-digit student loan. So as a parent, what can we help? All right, so today let's talk about the ways and means that we can help save for the future of our children. Let me share to you guys my screens. First, I'm going to show this to you. Okay, there you go. This is one way of what we can help out. Preparing for your child's college education. We can do a custodial account, an Augma, UGMA account, a regular savings account. We can also do a child IRA, a 529 plan, and a prepaid investment accounts. All right, we're going to talk on this one by one. All right, let me get you through another page right here. So I usually use Vanguard or the Investopedia website for educating myself on in terms of investing for the family, for myself, for retirement, and for college. ESA is an education savings account. It is also formerly known as or called as an education IRA. Right here is formerly called an education IRA. The educational savings account, or the ESA, allows families to increase investment earnings through a tax deferral as long as the funds are used for educational purposes. Okay, so that's the ESA. And then we also have the 529 plan. So let's see what is a 529 plan. 529 plan, this is basically the most popular of the college investment plan. A 529 plan is an investment account that you can use for educational savings. The plans are usually sponsored by states and offer great tax benefits. So there are states that give you some tax benefits if you open a 529 plan for your children. However, it's not all of the 50 states. There are just some of them. So when you open a 529 plan for your children, you pay less in taxes. The biggest draw of 529 plans, the tax benefits, you can use your money. You can use the money you save to give your account balance an even bigger boost. Tax deductions. Yes, you can have some tax deductions if you open a 529 plan. But as I've said, it's only specific for some states. There are There are states that don't give you a tax deduction on this one. Now, I'm from Florida, and I'm pretty sure we don't have the tax deduction benefit on the 529 plan, but that's okay. You have to save for college. And in a 529 plan, it is a tax deferred growth. Your earnings will be deferred from federal and usually state taxes. Another benefit to investing in a 529 account instead of a taxable account. It is tax-free when you withdraw the money. So withdrawals are tax-free. You won't be taxed on the money you withdraw for qualified education expenses. So only for qualified education expenses. You won't pay as long as you use the money for qualified expenses. So what are the qualified expenses that you can use this money for you not to be taxed? So any expenses that you acquire or incur from K-12 tuition of up to $10,000 per student per year at any public, private, or religious school can also be treated as a qualified education expense with respect to the federal tax benefits. The state tax treatment of K-12 withdrawals, however, is determined by the state where the taxpayer files state income tax. So this is state specific. You gotta have to make sure that whatever you spend money from your 529 account is specifically okay for you to use it, and you're not going to be taxed. Now, another benefit of a 529 is you can also have a gift tax benefit. Like, say for example, you have a 529 for your child, and your parent, anybody, your friends, like any relatives that would like to gift your child through the 529 plan, they can do that, and they can avail for the gift. So that's the 529 plan. All right, so let's do another type of college fund. The ESA, as I've explained earlier, the ESA, let me see. It's also called as ESA, or the Coverdell Education Savings Account. So I'm going to show you this. An ESA is an account that can be used for any level of education, kindergarten to post-secondary education. It has no state benefit, just unlike the 529. For the federal tax breaks, yes, it has some federal tax break. Earnings grow tax deferred, and withdrawals are federal income tax free. This is very important. I'm going to highlight that. I don't know if you see this. Your ESA, or educational savings account, earnings will grow tax deferred, and withdrawals are federal income tax free when used for qualified education expenses. And does this have an impact on financial aid for higher education? And it says yes, it is almost always. Only 5% of the money in this account is counted against federal financial aid, even if the student is also an account owner. However, if the account is owned by a student who is not claimed as dependent, or if the account is owned by someone else, grandparent, family member, etc., it could have a higher or larger impact. How much can you contribute here? You can contribute up to a maximum of $2,000 each year. So this ESA doesn't have a high contribution limit. What is the earning potential of this ESA account? You can invest the money in almost any type of security, including growth-oriented investments like stocks. So you can buy any stocks to use this money for. How can you access your money? You can withdraw your money for any reason at any time. Let me highlight this. You can withdraw your money for any reason at any time, although you may pay taxes and a 10% penalty on the earnings portion of your withdrawal if you are not using your money for college. So remember that you have to use this money for college. Otherwise, you get a 10% penalty of the earnings of your money. Who can control the account? You can control the account as the account holder, like you as a parent. Once the beneficiary reaches the age of 30, when your child reaches the age of 30, if there's still money in the account, you'll have to give the money to him or her and pay taxes and penalty or roll it over to another beneficiary. Okay, this is very important. Although it's like, like 10 years after if your child still has money on his or her ESA account by the age of 30, you have to transfer this money to your child. You will pay penalty through taxes. You will pay taxes and penalties once you do this, because once you give it to your child, it's no longer an educational account, however they want to use it. Or you have the option of giving this or rolling it over to another beneficiary. If you have another child that is still in college, you can give this money to them. Contribution stop. When can you stop contributing on your ESA? No contributions can be made to beneficiary of ESA after he or she reaches the age of 18. So remember this, after the age of 18, you no longer can contribute on your ESA. So that's our educational savings account. There's no state tax break. There is a federal tax break, a tax deferred. It has low impact on financial aid for higher education. It has the contribution is not high. It's only up to $2,000 per year per child. It has an earning potential. You can access your money. And there is no target enrollment portfolio, so you don't have to worry about what age you want to do this. You can start anytime, except you cannot contribute after the age of 18. There is not a whole lot of flexibility on this type of educational account, and you can control the account as a parent until the age of 30 that you have. You must transfer this to the child that owns it, or you can transfer this to another beneficiary or another child that you have that is less than 30-year-old. So that's the education save investment account. So let's hover on this one. This is an account that holds stocks, bonds, or mutual funds. So this is like a custodial account. You can open your child a custodial account, meaning you are the controller owner of the account, of the investment brokerage account, and it's under your child's name, but you're the one managing it. So is there a state tax break on this type of account? Unfortunately, there is none. What about the federal tax break? There is also no federal tax break. So your money is taxable when you put it in this type of account. Does it have an impact on financial aid for higher education? It says yes. If you as the parent own the account, only 5% of the money in this account is counted against the financial aid. Say, for example, you accumulated $100,000 on this particular account. I think this is similar to the ESA, like in terms of impact on financial aid for higher education. Okay, so let's go back to our example. If you have $100,000 that you accumulated on this account and your child is already applying for first year of college and he's applying for any financial aid or scholarships there's a lot of scholarship. You don't have to worry. Also, your child can always apply for that. So in terms of this, your only 5% of your $100,000 will be only amount of money that impacts the financial aid. So what can you contribute more on this account? Is it a higher contribution limit? Yes, you can actually invest any amount that you want. Any amount. Is there earning potential on this type of account? Definitely, that's a yes. You can invest the money in almost any type of security, including growth-oriented investment like stocks. Can you access your money? Yes, you can. You can withdraw the money for any reason at any time. Is this an age-based option? No, it is not an age-based option, meaning is there total flexibility in this type of account? And the answer is yes. Can you control this account? And again, it's yes. So that's the general investment account. So other than that, the only thing that you don't get any benefit here on this type of account is it doesn't have a state tax break. It doesn't have a federal tax break. It is taxable, and there is no target enrollment for type is the Augma or the Atma. Let's dig deeper into this one. What is an Augma or an Atma account? UGMA or UTMA account. So this is a Uniform Gifts to Minors Act or Uniform Transfers to Minors Act account owned by a minor that's off limits until he or she reaches adulthood. After that, the money can be used for any purpose. So the nice thing about this account is that when the child reaches adulthood, she or he can use this money for whatever purposes that he or she would like to use it for. Now, is there a state tax break on this type of account? Unfortunately, no. You won't receive any state deduction or credit for money you contribute to these accounts, and they won't be exempt from taxes on the earnings as well. So this is taxable account. Is there a federal tax break on this account? And again, the answer is no. You won't be exempt from taxes on the earnings of these accounts. Is there a low impact on financial aid for higher education? Okay. Would this impact your financial aid when you go to higher education? This account has a significant impact on federal financial aid. The account belongs to the student. 20% of the money in the account will count against federal financial aid. So unlike your ESA and your general investment account, your UGMA or UTMA, 20% of your money in this account will impact on your financial aid for higher education. The other two, only 5% of your money. How much can you contribute? What is the contribution limit on this one? You can put up to $15,000 a year now, or $30,000 for married couples without triggering any gift tax rule. So when you go beyond $15,000 for single parent or $30,000 for the married couple, you will be paying a gift tax on this one. And then what's the earning potential? You can invest the money in almost any securities, including growth-oriented investment like stocks. So the same thing as the ESA and the general investment account, the UGMA and the UTMA, you can also use a growth-oriented investments like stocks. Do you have an access to your money? Unfortunately, you can't take this money back. You cannot take this money back. The account belongs to the beneficiary. So if you have a UGMA, UTMA, that's your child's money. That's their account. You're the parent, you're just like a manager managing it while they're still minor. So the account belongs to the beneficiary, the person you open the account for. So you can only use it or his or her on her behalf until he or she reaches adulthood, at which time the beneficiary will control the account. Now, is this an age-based option on this type of account? No, this is not an age-based option. So is this flexible? Yes, these accounts are specifically for college. Is this account flexible? Yes, these accounts aren't just for college. The beneficiary can use the money for anything once he or she reaches adulthood. So, is this UGMA or UTMA flexible? This account, yes, it is flexible. So the beneficiary can use the money for anything. Is the account, can you control the account? The answer is no. Once the beneficiary reaches adulthood, he or she controls the money and can use it for any reason at all. So now, parent, listen to this. If you feel that your child is not responsible enough with money, or I don't know, another suggestion that most financial advisor or financial guru will say about this situation, that this is not really popularly used by most of them because of this thing here, that you cannot control the account. Now, say if your child, reaches her financial education, then he or she might just use this money for anything and don't save this in the future. And remember, parent, this is your hard-earned money. So another option that you can do is don't use the UGMA. You can do the general investment account or the ESA, or you can open a Roth IRA. And through the Roth IRA, you can use the capital of your Roth IRA to finance your child's education as well, although you're limited, but at least you're in control of the money. But anyhow, this is just another option that you can do. But that's the UGMA or the UTMA. Summarize the UGMA, there is no state tax breaks, there is no federal tax break. It has low impact on financial education, meaning you'll be paying 20% of, the whole account balance will impact your financial aid for higher education. You can invest. There is a limit for the contribution, 15,000 for each child for a single parent, 30,000 for married couple for each child. It has a very good earning potential. No, you cannot access your money at any time. Once you put your money there, it's there. You can't take it out. That's your beneficial. Flexible. You can use this for any purposes at all. And the parents don't have a control of the account. This is the benefit. Only beneficiary reach adulthood, the parent is no longer in control of the account. Okay. So those are the 4 most common investment or savings accounts that we can do for our children, that we can invest for their college education or for their future. We have the ESA or the Education Savings Account, the General Investment Account, the UGMA or UTMA, and the 529 account. All right. So I hope you get something from that video. If you have any questions, you can type in the description box below. So to me, as a parent, if you have extra money, it's always nice to save for the future, especially if you want your child to pursue a higher education like college in America, in the United States of America. There is the education here, college education in America is not cheap. However, we have other options too for our children. We can always they have also plenty of scholarships that the child can apply in order for him or for her to get to college with less or no student loan at all, so that they can move on with life after they finish college, not being weighed down on debts, because debts is one of the main cause of stress in life in the early stage of those college students that graduated. Plenty of student loan debts. The stress level is up to the roof, and it's not easy. You're still trying to figure out how you can get a job, and then you have all these student loans on your back to carry, and that's for life until you pay for it. So those are all right, guys. I hope you parents out there, you learned a little bit something about how can we as parents save for our children's college education, so that we will break the cycle of the problem of one of the biggest problem in the United States of America, which is student loan debts. Now, as a parent, we can help out through investing to our children at a very early age. If we have the capacity to do it, we should do it. And then for the child, in their case, on their part, they can always do their part of being a student, making sure they do their job as a good students, with good grades, and be able to apply scholarships, whatever they can do to help out for their college education. That way, life will be easier. And if there is a will, there's always a way. So again, as I've said in the beginning of this video, use your stimulus check wisely, smartly. Another way of using it is funding your child's college education now. Get a portion from your stimulus check money. Put it towards your child's education. Remember, each child will receive each stimulus check money. Don't use it for anything else, not necessary. Use it for a brighter future of your children. Thank you. Thank you, parents, for being great. Thank you for listening. Bye.